Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Most welcome to the class of corporate finance. Today is our fifth lecture of corporate finance. According to the course outline which is provided by the University of Hanenur, you have topic of time value of money today. And today is our fifth week of this semester. Today we will discuss fifth lecture of time value of money. Dear students, I know you have studied the time value of money in previous semesters, such as in sixth semester, in fifth semester, and fourth semester in business finance. Maybe you have already discussed this time value of money concept, as well as in Islamic banking and finance and other finance subjects. Today again we will discuss some topics related to the time value of money. Dear students, time value of money is the most important and basic concept of the finance field. It is very helpful to understand the finance, other finance topics, concepts. Therefore, I advise you to concentrate on time value of money, study hard the time value of money, because of it is the base for the finance. So the time value of money concept is a huge concept. It will not be completed in 1 week, in one lecture. I will discuss some of remaining topics of today's lecture in the lecture 6. Today we will discuss the interest rate, the simple interest, the compound interest, future value and present value, and compound interest and simple interest. The interest rate. Dear students, which you would prefer, $10,000 today or $10,000 in 5 years? Obviously, definitely, every person will demand $10,000 today. Your answer is $10,000 today rather than 5,000 in 5 years. Why every person demand money at present? Why they are not demanding money after 5 years? Why they are not demanding? Because time has value. This demanding of $10,000 today recognizes that there is the value of time on money. There is the value of time on the money. So time value has effect on the money. It influences the money. Either it will increase, either it will decrease, but it does affects the money. Why? Time has value. Clear? Why time? Time is such an important element in your decision. Why? Because time allows you to opportunity to postpone consumption and earn interest. Dear students, if you have $10,000, by $10,000 you can purchase a car. By $10,000 you can purchase a laptop, as well as iPhone mobile, right? As well as other usable products for you, consumable products for you. Clear? But there is opportunity for these $10,000. What is that opportunity? You can postpone this consumption. You will not purchase car. You will not purchase any laptop, Apple laptop. You will not purchase any Apple mobile. you will simply pay these $10,000 to the bank, and bank will provide you interest. Every year they will pay you interest on these $10,000. So this interest shows that time has value. Time has value. Dear students, $1,000 of today are not equal to the $1,000 of 10 years later, and they are not equal to the 10 years before. 1,000 Afghani rupees are not equal to the 1,000 Afghan rupees 10 years before, and not will be equal to the 10 years after. Why? Time has value. Time influences this value. Time fluctuates this value. Simply, that is interest. In 5 years, 10,000 will become 1,200 maybe, 1,300 maybe. It depends on the interest. If bank provides 10% interest to you, every year $10,000 will be doubled, will be compounded with the 1,000. So it will be 11,000 after 1 year. After 2 years, it will be 12,000. After 3 years, it will become $13,000. So after 5 years, it will be $15,000. So if you have $10,000 today, and after 5 years these $10,000 becomes 15,000, then how you can say that today's $10,000 are equal to the $10,000 after 5 years? They are not equal. In the actuality, in the fact, they are equal. In look, in physical look, they are equal. $10,000, $10,000. But in value, they are not equal. Why? There is a chance, there is an opportunity to earn interest, and this interest will be compounded with your money, and your money will become some extra money from today's money. Clear? Types of interest. There are two types of interest: simple interest and compound interest. In simple interest, we pay or earn interest on only the original amount or principal borrowed or lent. Only simple interest. But in compound interest, interest paid on previous interest earned as well as on the principal borrowed. It means the compound interest simply means the interest on interest. Compound interest means interest on interest. You will earn interest on interest as well as borrowed or paid money, principal money. For example, if you pay $1,000 to the bank, and bank will offer you 10% interest, it will become 1,100 after 1 year. In simple interest, it will become 1,100 after 1 year. After 2 years, it will become 1,200. After 3 years, it will become 1,300. If we we use in compound interest, these $10,000 in first year there is simple interest, no problem, because we don't have the interest, only we have principal amount or borrowed amount. So we have 1,100 interest. But in next year, in second year, it will be $1,221. Why? Because $100 are the base interest for the $1,000, and $21 on the interest is on the interest, $100 interest. So it will be 1,221. Why? Because there is interest on interest. Now our money is not 1,000. Our money is 1,100. The interest is assigned to the $1,100, not $1,000. In simple interest, every year the interest is implemented on only principal amount, on $1,000. But in compound interest, the interest is implemented not only for the principal amount as well as on the interest. Clear? Next, simple interest formula: SI is equal to P naught multiplied by 1 I multiplied by N. This is simple formula for the simple interest. SI means simple interest, P naught means deposit today, present value, I is interest rate per period, means interest rate for 1 year, and N is number of time periods, how many years. Clear? Simple interest example, assume that you deposit $1,000 on account earning 7% simple interest for 2 years. What is the accumulated interest at the end of 2 years? So simply SI is equal to P naught multiplied by I multiplied by N. I is equal to 7%, P naught is equal to $1,000, and N is equal to 2 years. So P naught $1,000, I 0.07, 7% becomes 0.07 multiplied by 2. So it becomes 140. 140 is our interest, simple interest. Clear? Next, how we find out future value on simple interest? Future value is equal to P naught plus simple interest. P naught plus simple interest. It means 1000 plus 140 is interest. So it becomes 1140. Clear? Next, future value is the value at some future time of a present amount of money or a series of payments evaluated at a given interest rate. Next, present value, simple interest present value. Present value is simply the present value is 1000. If we have 1140 in the future after 2 years, what is the present value? The 1000. 1000 present value. The present value is simply the 1000. Originally deposited, that is the value today. Present value is the current value of future amount of money or a series of payments evaluated at given interest rate. Why compound interest? Dear students, you can look in this graph. Blue color, the yellow color is for simple interest and 10%. Blue color is compound interest in 7%, and red color is for the 10% compound interest. So you can differentiate between these. In first year they are same, and after 10 years there will be the 7% compound interest and 10% simple interest will be same, but there is a little bit difference in the 10% compound interest. After 20 years the simple interest remains very low, the 7% compound interest will be increased then simple interest, and 10% will be more than all of these two. And after 30 years you can see the compound interest and 10%. It touches the sky. It touches the sky. But in 7% compound remains very low, and the simple interest remains the most low. Clear? Future value single deposit. In single deposition, future value we find out in compound interest. Assume that you deposited $1,000 at a compound interest rate of 7% for 2 years. Dear students, when you calculate the future value for compound interest, first of all you need to draw a timeline like this, from 0 to 2. From 0 to 2, n is equal to 2. It means that we will find out the future value in compound interest for 2 years, from 0 to 1, from 0 to 1 and from 1 to 2. It means that we are finding out the value after 2 years. We are depositing today at time 0 now currently, and we want to find out the value after 2 years. Future value n is equal to 2 after 2 years. So 1000 will be compounded for 2 years. We are here now, we are standing at time 0, but we want to find out the value of future after 2 years. So how can we find out? We will be compounded. 1000 will be compounded with the interest in 7%. So I is equal to 7%. The principal amount or P naught, present value, is equal to $1,000, and future value is unknown. How we find out? Let's solve it. For the first year, future value 1. For the first year, P naught multiplied by 1 plus I whole power by 1. It is simple interest. It becomes 1070. Why? Because in first year we don't have compounding concept. In first year we have only original or principal amount. We don't have interest. Clear? Compound interest, you earned $70 interest on your 1000 deposit over the first year. This is the same amount of interest you would earn under simple interest, because there is no interest. There is first interest you are getting from the bank. Next, for the second year, future value for second year, there will be interest on interest as well as interest on borrowed or paid money, or on principal money. That is future value 1 year multiply by 1 plus I whole power by 1. It means P naught multiply by 1 plus I multiply by 1 plus I. It becomes P naught multiply by 1 plus I whole power by 2, which is equal to 1000 our principal amount. P naught 1.07 is for 1 year interest and 1.07 is for next year second year interest. It becomes 1000 multiplied by 1.07 whole power by 2, which becomes $1144.90. Clear? You earned an extra $4.9 in year 2 with compounding or simple interest. Clear? Next, general formula for future value is equal to future value n is equal to P naught multiplied by 1 plus I whole power by n. N shows the number of years, I shows the interest rate, P naught shows the principal amount, the present amount, and future value will be calculated on the basis of these. Clear? Story problem example. Julie Miller wants to know how large her deposit of $10,000 today will become at a discompounded annual interest rate of 10% over 5 years. So dear students, before I told you that when you want to calculate future value or present value and the time value of money, first of all you need to draw a timeline for it. Timeline, how many? N is equal to 5 years. So from 0 to 5 years you have to draw a timeline. 0 to 1, 1 to 2, to 3, to 4 to 5, because 5 years. So 5 years we draw 5 years timeline. We write here 10% in interest rate, 10%. Every year we get 10% interest. So therefore we write only here 10%. So 1000 is our principal amount. $10,000 we paid today. So what will be our future value after 5 years? For this we put all these data in formula. We have formula. Future value n is equal to P naught multiplied by 1 plus I whole power by n. Future value 5 is equal to 10,000 our principal amount. 1 plus I means 0.1 whole power by f. It becomes 10,000 multiplied by 1.1 whole power by 5. The answer is 1600 is 105 10. Let's solve with the calculator. Students, look to the 1 plus I whole power by n. Let's say 1 plus I is 10%. It becomes 1 plus 0.10. I is 10%. It becomes how much? 1.1. Clear? This 1.1. So what will be 1.1 multiply whole power by 5? It means that 1.1 is multiplied 5 times. Multiply by 1.1, it becomes 1.21. Clear? Multiply by 1.1, it becomes 1.331. Multiply by 1 point again 1, it becomes 1.46. 1.46 again multiply by 1.1, it becomes 1.61055. Let's multiply by 1000. It becomes 5 times. 1.1 is multiplied 5 times. Multiply by $1,000. So multiply by $1,000. multiply by 1000, sorry, $10,000, then it becomes 16,105.1. 16,105.1. Clear? So this is future value for 5 years in 10% interest rate. Next, double your money. It's the next concept. It is a quick concept. How long does it take to double? $5,000 at a compound rate of 12% per year. If someone asks you how you can calculate, how can you double your $5,000 at a 12% discount, in how many years you can double it? It means that he is not mentioning the years, that it is for 5 years, for 6 years, for 10 years. How can you quickly answer this question? There is a rule of 72. Rule of 72. This rule of 72 can find out the almost answer for your question, such as simply you can divide 72 on percentage, interest percentage. 72 divided by I percentage. 72 I is equal to 12%. So 72 divided by 12 is equal to 6 years. You approximately you can say that your $5,000 will be doubled at the rate of 12% interest in 6 years. So this is the next topic, rule of 72. Next is the present value for single deposition. Assume that you need to, what is present value? When you want to come from future value to present, it is present value. When you go from present value to future value, it is future value. So when you find out the present value, you must discount your, so dear students, you better know, when you go from present to future, your money, your amount will be increased. This increasement is called compounding. When you come from future to present, as from present to future it compounds, from future to present it will be decreased your money. It will, if in 5 years you have $10,000, today it will not be $10,000, it will be $8,000 or $7,000. It will be decreased. So this decreasement is called discount. It means that when we find out future value, we use compounding rate. If we find out present value, we use discount rate. Clear? Now let's study the present value for single deposition. Assume that you need $1,000 in 2 years. Let's examine the process to determine how much you need to deposit today at a discount rate of 7%. You need $2,000 or $1,000 in 2 years, but now how much money you are compelled to pay for the bank to get $1,000 in 2 years. So it will be decreased. It will be decreased. Before we went from 0 to 2. Now we come from 2 years to 0 to present. 1,000 will be discounted for 2 years to present value. At that time we had certain present value, but we had uncertain future value. Now we have uncertain present value and certain future value. Clear? So present value 0 is equal to future value 2 divided by 1 plus I whole power by n. This is general formula for it. And future value we multiply, and present value we divide. Future value is divided by 1 plus I whole power by 2. So 1000 divided by 1.07 whole power by 2. It becomes 8073.44. Look at to the answer. Answer is decrease form of the 1000. After 2 years you have 1000, but now you have 873.44. Clear? General present value formula. P naught is equal to future value n divided by 1 plus I whole power by n. So in future value we had multiplication option, in present value we have division option. Future value n divided by 1 plus I whole power by n. Story problem. Julie Miller wants to know how large of a deposit to make so that the money will grow to $10,000 in 5 years at a discount rate of 10%. So before I told you that first of all you must draw a timeline from 0 to 5. Before we were here and we found out the answer for 5 after 5 years. Now we are here and after 5 years, but you want to calculate the value for today. So we will discount 10,000 from 5 years to 0. So how many discounts? 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year and 5 year. It will be discounted for 5 years in the rate of 10%, in the interest rate of 10%. So how? Let's divide. Present value 0 is equal to future value, which is 10,000, divided by 1 plus I is interest rate, whole raised power by n is number of years. So present value 0 is equal to 10,000 divided by 1 plus I, whole raised power by 5. It will become 6,209. How? Let's see. Sorry guys, I will reopen it. How? Let's see. 1.1, again the same amount. 1.1 multiply by 1.1, again multiply by 1.1, again multiply by 1.33, 1.1, again multiply by 1.46, 1.1, it will become 1.6105. 1.6105. Now before we multiplied $1,000 with 1.61051, now we will divide $10,000 divided by 1.6105. Clear? Now 10,000 divided by 1.61051, it will be equal to 6,209.21. 6,209.21. So this was your story problem. This was your today's lecture. Dear students, if you have any question regarding today's lecture, you can simply ask me through your WhatsApp group. I will try to solve your problem, inshallah. For now, have a good time.